Hi Scorpio Moon, thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Carey, 144, very happy, very grateful, and very blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Unlimited to anyone who should find this message or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a 6-card spread, and then we'll get a major arcana, and then we'll get a card from the End of the World as We Know It deck, created by me, that has the lunar moon phases and zodiac signs. Everything has been pre-shuffled, so we shall begin. The moon is currently in the sign of Gemini, and it's in waxing crescent phase at 3.8%. All right. Let's get your first card. For Scorpio moon. Shit. All right. So the last reading, these two exact same cards came through. And it came through as an Empress energy who is embarking on something new. So given that we have the Emperor here, I get this being a possible union that's coming into fruition, where an Emperor is seeing an Empress as a part of their happiness. There being some illumination connected to the Empress. Karma came through with the last message from the Libra moon reading that I did. And in that Libra moon reading, these two cards came out together, and they were the 6th card. And I do 6 cards. I've been doing 6 cards, so this may be a continuum where you have a particular Libra energy in your chart, or who it is that you're connected to has Libra moon in their chart, or significant Libra energy. Whoa. There was just a big, huge gust of wind that just took place also too, and it knocked over my shit out on my balcony. So I have to go fix that after I get done here. Yeah, and that's what I get. I picked this Page of Swords up as a truth teller. Someone taking their power back and taking charge when it comes to the truth versus the lie. And pages will be messenger energy. Swords is going to be air energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. The sun will be the ruler of Leo, it being a card of 19 from the major arcana, breaking down to a 1, creating a 10, breaking down to a 1, speaking to a new beginning. So this could be someone here that's joining you on this new part of a journey here, whether you are the Emperor or the Empress. And I do get this being the Empress. Shall we look at the bottom of the deck? Sure. Confirmation. Ace of Cups. And this will be love shared, love offered, and love given. And I do see the moon phases right above the third eye energy that's giving off of 3 beams that's going right onto this Ace of Cups. That Ace of Cups floating in the water. I'm also picking up the Lovers, and this being between 2 people. This could be a twin flame connection or a strong soul flame connection. But there are 2 people who are in love with each other, that they do love each other. And this is eternal love. I'm also picking up on that is unbreakable. It's a very galactic bond that I'm also getting to. And then I do see red and blue energy in the eye here, that being a part of the communication between you and your person. The electric and the magnetic that exists between you two, where you come together and create a force. Oh my goodness. Well, this is beautiful energy. Allow what resonates for this. Cups will be your energy. And then also Cancer, Pisces, and a Fucus. Aces are about that new beginning, that one energy coming from this 19. And aces have nothing to do with the past. So that sun energy could also be about some healing, a rebirth situation. The Wheel of Fortune was also connected to the sun energy, and there were 2 sun energies in that Libra moon energy. So a very bright, starry energy, but that also will speak to fate and destiny and the stars aligning. The sun is a star. The Empress is a star. So boom, got the love between 2 people. You love somebody and you're in love with someone and they are in love with you. So we're going to leave this here. You don't even need a reading. This is it, right? Shit. Right, shit. All right, let's get your second card. Pages are also in alignment with the Fool card, and that's speaking to that embarking on a new adventure, endeavor, a new cycle, a new phase, a new beginning. And we are in that energy. We currently just had a new moon take place a couple of days ago. And the new moon is about new beginnings, planting new seeds, emerging, renewing, generating, planning, establishing, initiating, and awakening. And then the sun is also the happiest card of the deck. I do get a lot of you being possibly this Empress energy, with me also realizing that the 8 energy came through with the sun card, where we see that here. And it's connected to Saturn, but then it's also going to be 8th house energy of Scorpio. I do feel that I just got a message. There's all kinds of things that are happening outside of this reading. But I get there being something that's between you and your person here. It's the togetherness that came out with these cards, or anything outside of you. It's just going to be outside of you. But I do see this Emperor seeing something. And I also get them being in protective mode. So I didn't really speak on the Emperor. The Emperor is a boss, counterpart to the Empress energy. The energy of 4, connected to stability and security, Cancerian energy, an entrepreneur, could be a father, someone who's worked very hard. They're about their business, they take care of their business, and they're very responsible. They are a go-getter and are passionate about what it is that they desire, what it is that they want, what they dream of, and what they manifest, and they're very good at doing so. I'm also noticing the red and the blue that's on the Emperor, and him wearing this energy, and it being right here. So they may have gone through an experience of an awakening connected to the Empress energy, here being in the sun energy of illumination. And then I'm also getting this zodiac wheel being very matching. It'll speak to that soul flame, twin flame energy that I got here. The gold energy is also going to be significant. And that could speak to the riches, the abundance of this beautiful connection. And then wearing the crown. Roman energy also came through as well. And that could be connected to past lifetimes, lineage. Gold leaves also being significant too. Just being completely jiggy. Completely jiggy. Alright, and I've decided that if what has been blown down on my balcony, if it continues to be obnoxious, I'm going to take a pause and go fix it. Let's go ahead and we'll get your second card for Scorpio moon. That moon energy with the sun will also speak to the beautiful soulful connection. Page of Pentacles. Alright, I see two people again. I was getting apologies. And then the newness connected to the full energy. With the page energy being present here. Pentacles is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. But I see two energies, one being a shapeshifter. It's going to be the same thing that I got here, where I get this being the child energy from within the Emperor, being an earth sign energy possibly, where we got Libra, now we got earth sign energy. So I get both of you having a beautiful culmination of all, oh my God, of all these zodiac signs, with the astrology wheel being here and the astrology wheel being here. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, and so this being possibly an offer, like courting, like a delicate offer to a beginning. I also see this as someone being in acceptance, two people being in acceptance, I should say, because I feel with this being the Emperor energy and that youthfulness, just may be a younger energy by a certain amount of years, and that being non-conventional. So being in acceptance, the Empress energy of the Emperor for who it is that they are, and then the Emperor being in acceptance of the shape-shifting energy that a lot of you that I picked up being Empresses are. And that just being a part of your beautiful Scorpio energy. And I'm going to say too, with you being Scorpio moon and me picking a lot of you up as the Empress energy, I do see that moon energy being here, and then that Emperor energy from the red and the blue being here with the third eye and the opening, the awakening. And then that cup of love representing you both. This is a beautiful connection. This is love. My goodness. This is so pretty. So you communicate. I get this being communication, page energy. Again, Pentacles would be earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. This could be an apology for, I'm getting like, for some reason I'm picking up mistaken identity, perpetration, or things that may have happened when it comes to you if you're the Empress. And it coming from the Emperor. And this being magnificent acknowledgement of the Empress energy for being able to be in whole state. Like this will be the wholeness energy, but each of you are in your own wholeness energy. Peacocks are male energy, and I'm picking this up as the Empress. So I feel that's the recognition from within the Empress going towards the Emperor. And then the uniqueness, again, of the childlike energy or the youthfulness from the Emperor being relevant and acknowledged by the Empress. And then the feathers, I feel that might be a part of the message connected to the feathers here, just even more of the matching energy. There is a lot of green, so I do get a lot of Taurus energy, and then I do see the floral decorative energy here. That being significant, connected to the Empress energy, so you may be a designer, a decorator, having something to do with fashion. Beautiful, as I say that, the Venus aura notification just showed up on my motherfucking phone. So great alignment there with the beauty. Venus being the ruler of Libra and Taurus. And then the water will be significant. I get this being Hierophant and High Priestess energy, and then that veil energy kind of being what's the backing here. And that being more that communication between you and your person. Earthing energy, this being outdoor energy. So there being a beautiful sense of fresh air, great freedom, playfulness, joy. And then, again, possible offer, beautiful love offer coming through, connected to the Pentacle. That will be associated with the 4 energy of stability towards the Empress. From the Emperor, let's see what's at the bottom. 4 cups. There's that 4 energy and the youthfulness coming from there, and that Page of Pentacles. That applies to the 4 of the Emperor. And this taking opportunity. Being offered a cup from Divine. You have that cup right here. And then this will be that love energy with the cups being associated with the 4. I'm also getting the difference with these gold cups here. Being connected to the earth. Where I'm getting like the saying, not of the earth. I don't even know what's coming through, but there being a distinction here when it comes to these cups versus the cup that's being offered from Divine, and then that water energy that's picked up here being associated with that divinity, and that being the difference. This is also going to be a larger cup where I feel it's not only about the divinity, but the abundance that was coming through with the gold energy. And it being not just, about material, but it having great unconditional love involved. And being very incomparable. I'm also seeing 3 birds. I'm getting that song, 3 Little Birds, by Marley. Every little thing is gonna be alright. And then there's a little lurker here. I kind of noticed it when I was speaking on this here. I'm not really getting any relevance to this. It just could be an onlooker. Could be what this Emperor is seeing and watching without, how do I say that? Like being here and having great peripheral eye view. And that being relevant to the significance of the eye here, like being able to see even though the eyes are in a different direction, and that being seeing without seeing, but seeing in other ways. Senses, clairvoyances, strong sensibility is what I'm getting. Heightened senses. And I don't get these 3 birds being relevant to these 3 cups. That could have been a part of the perpetration with the freedom and the flight energy and being in higher level energy. And going through possibly karmic situations here to realize that these are more connected to program situations to help one learn lessons, to be able to get to this divine cup offer, to be able to take that opportunity. Could even be that the Emperor took the Empress for granted, and that being the apology and a part of the Four of Cups energy also too. But I do see offer being made, offer being given from divine being taken here with this energy. Let's get your third card for Scorpio moon. Scorpio moon. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Swords. And the sound of that card when it came through, also too, given that it landed right on top of the Four of Cups, I do feel that this is going to be, and then I have something very strange happening outside of my balcony window also here too. So I do get this being a negative energy here. This has come through the Queen of Swords as a positive energy, but it also had surrounding cards with it that spoke to different energy. So I'm not getting that for that person. That could be a part of that perpetration. Also, too, that I picked up connected to the birds and the Golden Cups and the Four of Cups and this Queen of Swords wanting to hide shit. But they can't hide anything, and they can't cut off anything either. And I feel that this Queen of Swords may have been programmed to believe that because they make a certain presence that they're able to do things. It's almost like a God complex that I'm getting with this person. But that they're able to control other people. Now what I'm getting is because this Queen of Swords has shown themselves here as the way that they have for this read. When it comes to two people who are connecting, they're being seen for their truth of wanting to try to block or intercept or be in the way. But then the Queen of Swords is also coming through as a divorcee, someone who is going through a divorce. And it could be the King of Sword energy connected to this Queen of Sword that's a part of the Emperor energy, where that Emperor energy is cutting off what does not serve them. It could also be what this Emperor is looking at in reference to something or someone from their past, or what might be happening out on my balcony, because my balcony is this way. It's very energetic, strong energy that's here. I even see like the blue with this Queen of Swords wanting to associate with the Page of Swords there. And that being more of the perpetration energy. We don't have the King of Swords here. I feel that because we don't have the King of Swords here yet, because it may still show up, I feel it speaks to why the Emperor is here and showing up with this shape-shifting Empress energy here. And something being over, and that component of the Emperor as the King of Swords, putting that behind them. But this Queen of Swords wanting to continue on with something. And I did channel your possible title as being room to grow. Making room to grow is the notion that I got from this energy. And someone doesn't like it. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not even going to bother touching that card. And then the Swords energy, again, will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Could be why we got that in this particular energy from the Libra moon energy, the reading that I just did. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Page of Cups. So with this particular energy, I don't have the Gilded Tarot Royale deck, but I do get this as the message of interference. And to explain all that, the Gilded Royale Tarot deck, it had, and actually I do see 2 Aries energies, and you could have Aries in your chart, but I see rams. But these are seahorses in the Gilded Tarot Royale. Is that how you say it? I keep saying it different. But there's 2 seahorses in that deck, and I picked that up with this particular Page of Cups. It looks very similar. It's just almost like it's a Royale deck, so it's got a little bit more of a distinction. But I've gotten this as someone who has gotten themselves in the middle of 2 people. This could be even speaking to more of that perpetration energy with the Page energy, and what I got from this card initially anyway, and it not being about an offer of love or a surprise. This being interference of someone. And then that cup being here. This is going to, I feel, pertain to what's trying to be covered up here with the 3 of Cups that were in the grass. And that being one of those cups. But it could speak to each of those cups representing 3 different karmics, and all those karmics being these Queen of Swords energies. And the apology being for the Emperor still going through these karmic phases where it may have taken them a little bit of some time to complete those because of the interference. And then I feel also to the manipulation, even the coloring of the clothes. Like, geez. Okay, so we'll leave this here with that person. And no, I don't get that being a kid. It could be kid-like energy, you know, and being immature. And that could be the reasoning for the karmic energies wanting to remain and stay around, is having babies in order to try to keep someone. But then that will be a part of the energy of the interference connected to the Page of Cups. Okie dokies. Let's get your 3rd card. Or no, excuse me. We did get your 3rd card. Let's get your 4th card. Because I said I wasn't going to move that. 3rd card. Now that energy just had all kind of that kinetic movement that was very disruptive. My ear just started itching. 4th card for Scorpio Moon. Well, looky there. Here's the King of Swords. And this will fall underneath that Emperor energy. And you see their head is down. And then here's Saturn. So that'll give me that, that'll confirm that energy of lessons connected to karmics. The matching energy that belongs to the Empress with that sword is going to be right here. And I don't get this being, this is going to be the Empress energy. The acknowledgement of the Emperor from within them being representative with what came through here with the peacock. But you can see how those would resemble each other also to the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. So then the tie that I do get, because I get this being part of some 3D programming. King of Swords and Queen of Swords don't like each other. I get a lot of fighting, a lot of battling, backbiting, a lot of coldness, and there being no love. And so that's where I get this perpetration of this cup here, where you see it has like some kind of tint to it. Like it's got something in it to persuade or to manipulate. Who knows? But it's also here where this Queen of Swords is perpetrating, but they're actually showing themselves for their truth. With the glow being here connected to their sword. And then that glow being a part of that cup. So what I'm going to finish with when it comes to this King of Swords, because the King of Swords will usually be about one who's wise, very logical, intelligent, a truth teller. I do get that being a part of this energy. The main thing that I do see is the love that they have from within themselves, connected to the Empress energy, with that sun being right here at their crown. And I did mention the crown in the Emperor card. And I do get the sense of leveling up for this King of Swords. But this will also speak to a divorce when you have the King and the Queen of Swords. So that'll be confirmed too. There's a sun right here on the throne. And then the Three of Pentacles energy is in blue with this throne here that the King of Swords is sitting on. The blue energy with the sun is where, not this pretend sun at the top of the pillar, the actual sun card with the Page of Swords. And that 3 blue energy belonging to the Empress, and not this energy here, the divorcee. I feel this will actually speak to the true energy, like a fire sign energy for this Queen of Swords here. And then this landed over here. I do get that being about that movement forward also too, initiating action. But possibly feeling ashamed of themselves. Saturn giving some kind of great lesson, great reminder, and some kind of karma. The Saturn energy being here with the King of Swords, we did pick that also up here too with that 8 energy. And what goes around comes around. What we put out there is what we get back. And then you have Saturn here also too. So there's more of the matching energy. The blue with Saturn I feel is going to be the association of what came through here and the perpetration of this Queen of Swords here. And the truth being seen. So I'm also getting it being just because of what it is that someone tells you or what it is that you see that someone wants you to see doesn't always mean that that's the best thing or the right thing for you. And I feel that's a part of that manipulation too, and drinking the Kool-Aid coming from this Queen of Swords. The King of Swords no longer drinking the Kool-Aid. Seeing and knowing the truth from within themselves, and that being the connect here to the Empress. Swords is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. 6 of Pentacles, this will be breadcrumbing. With this particular story, that's what I get. And then they have those pentacles to give out. I feel they were just giving according to what someone was feeding them. And things being imbalanced. And then that being a part of that love offer. And then also a material offer here coming from the Emperor to the Empress. Because of this. So you see 2 pentacles here. There's 4 pentacles down here. Hands grabbing at it. 4 pentacles would be about holding on to something. With that 4 energy and the 4 of cups, we do have that Queen of Swords that landed on top of that 4 of cups. That was picked up as trying to hide it. It's being seen here. And then the sixth energy, the Lover's card is a card of 6 in the major arcana. That's also why I'm getting this being breadcrumbing, because the Lover's card is actually a twin flame card about a significant soulmate connection that is unique and beautifully, passionately shared between two. And so given that we have those hands in the Six of Pentacles, is a part of like grabbing and just wanting and taking. I do just get that as confirmation of the interference there. Okie dokies. Let's get your, what are we on, the 5th card? Very interesting that the King of Swords also came through in the 4 card position. So strong energy of that Emperor energy will also be confirmed there too. All right, let's get your 5th card for Scorpio moon. With the amount of air and things being all blown all over the place, all over my balcony, I do get that being connected. And the sound of the way that that card wanted to present itself, that Queen of Swords card. 5th card. A lot of swords. Okay, so here's the Empress. Coming underneath the Empress energy. And this came through in the Libra moon reading. And this was the Truth Teller energy. Where the Queen of Swords wanted to, or some energy in that Libra moon energy, wanted to depict the Empress as a liar. And so what came through in that Libra moon energy was the seeing of the sword being held here in the upright as the sword of truth. And then the 6th card energy being held here, taking your power back as the Empress. Coming away from an 8 of Swords energy, surrounded by swords that were down. Taking a hold of those swords, taking your power back, manifesting and creating a new beginning. And then not hesitating to represent and be truth and defend the truth at all times. Just by being yourself, if you're the Empress. There it goes again. I hope this can be heard. Because it's almost what I'm speaking on with the Empress. Because of that, I get it being exactly what happened here with speaking on a connection. And then that showing up. So again, swords will be air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Night energy is typically about defending the element that it represents. So defending and standing in the name of truth. And then they are heading towards the past energy. So it's matching energy to what's here with the Emperor. And then to connect with the sword, that'll also be significant too. The perpetration as well. And that's it. Chariot energy traditionally is to be known as conquering, overcoming. But from what I have been shown, it's when you sit and you observe and you analyze and assess so that you can move forward and make the right decision. And then I feel that Knight energy connected to the Chariot, and the actions taken are the wise and smart actions that follow because of that empowerment in the Chariot mode. But representing truth will be here for the Knight of Swords, connected to the Empress, and it just coming right underneath the energy for the Empress. Being in strong masculine form here too, because I feel they're bringing in their Emperor. And you have successfully. If you're the Empress, the first ones to show up. So this will be successful manifestation of a union with an Emperor completing karmic cycles successfully and going through Splitsville when it comes to karmics. Let's get your 6th card here for Scorpio moon. Sexual healing. That's what I got here. I just go with what I'm guided. I listen to my spirit and my intuition and what comes to me innately. Whether it seems silly or not, I don't really care. I know as a reader and what it is that I've followed as a part of what it is that I do here with Tarot, I trust. And I'm a walking success at all times of the day. So I know what it is that I put out there. Whether it gets, 1 view or 10 million views, it will get viewed and seen in the way that God designed it to be. So that's what I get here with the 4 of Swords, the sexual healing that's taking place, where it's the Alpha and the Omega energy for the High Priestess energy, but also connected to the Hierophant energy that just goes back to the union that's here between 2 people. Being the Alpha here and the Omega here together. What's right here? That shared sword. What's right here? Those 3 cups. So I feel that these swords are representing the manipulation connected to those karmic energies and those 3 cups. And they're covered. They're not covered, but they're in front of a covering that has the purple and the blue. The Empress is elevated. You are elevated if you're the Empress with that moon energy. And because the counterpart within you has done the work, there's a coming together for you both being here in this Ace of Cups. With you both being here. Red and blue also create purple. So I feel that's going to be significant, connected to the union that exists between you and someone else here. And then we do see that here. Those colors being significant. The brick energy, I feel this is going to be tower energy. For these energies being seen for the perpetration of their lies versus the truth. 3 of Swords is typically about third parties. It's overcoming. The 4 of Swords will be overcoming that 3 of Swords and healing from this. But this is also going to be my sexual healing card that I picked up for twin flames or soul flames as a way to be together in the midst of shenanigans, karmic shenanigans. And then the red hair could be significant. I do get this being about the healing for the masculine energy. That being part of the special work done. It's the love and the support from the Empress, loving themselves and representing truth. And in doing so, it's manifesting your man. And here he is, right here, healed. Moving on and moving forward. And it's in that same instance where the King of Swords was. To give message that they're in that 4 of Swords state. moving away from this and moving on to new. And then that 4 energy is yet here again with what we got for the Emperor energy with the 4 cups. And look at the justice of this. This 4 of Swords is here in the place where it belongs. Where this Queen of Swords wanted to cover up that 4 of Cups. And that being more evidence. These 3 swords also being held over particular chakras. I feel that's speaking to the work that the Emperor, or I should say the King of Swords, needed to do, and that being the love space, the sacral space, and the solar plexus space. So you have root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra. We have a lot of blue. That's a lot of throat chakra, but it's connected to the sword. It's communication. It's telepathic communication. It's also something that needed to take place, or I feel is being ordered by the universe. With me seeing Saturn here as I say this, connected to the blue. All the blue cards. Saturn is all over this. And then the energy of gray will be here. That being a part of Capricorn energy. The red is going to be Aries energy. Could even be the Scorpio energy too. That's being picked up from the Empress energy. And then notice the head is resting on the red energy. So that could be a component of that Scorpio energy. And the sword energy, the mental energy, the communication, the telepathic, coming from the Empress, where it was manipulated by the Karmics. That being Tower energy for these Karmics. Yet again. Tower is a card of 16, comes together to create a 7. 7 being connected to Libra, 7th house energy of Libra. And then also the Chariot. Ooh. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm not even going to bother with what's going on out there. But hopefully that can be heard, the energy, as I'm reading with these cards. Because that'll be more evidence. So I'm going to move these up here. And then we'll do this here. And then let's see what's at the bottom. Beautiful. More matching motherfucking energy between the Emperor and the Empress. And you even have that blue energy associated with the peacock energy channeled from the Empress. Still having that delicacy of the floral energy that's at their crown, connected to their divine femininity. Knight of Pentacles is typically the slowest knight, but it's defending the element it represents, and that's right here in the page that you see here in the Knight. This here being utilized as a shield, the Pentacle here, and it being that protection, and that did come through with the security coming from the Emperor to give to the Empress. So this will be that stable offer that's finally coming through and being given. The Knight of Pentacles usually takes their time to make their decision. I feel it's message from the Empress that they are not blaming them and are in total understanding of things happening as they need to, the way that they should. So that when there is union and a coming together, things can be made right or lived right without drama. I'm now picking up also the 4 energy being associated with the 4 of Wands, that being a twin flame card, but it also being a union card and a card of happiness, a card of home, a card of healing, and then it is the 1111 energy as well. And so again, Pentacles will be Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. You have 2 matching energies. Both of you came out here together, and now you're here together as the finale, which is beautiful. In strong representation of yourselves, the truth being seen versus the lie. The Emperor seeing the truth, the illumination brought on by the beautiful sun energy coming from the Empress, and that truth being told, being seen, being acknowledged. Let's get your major arcana. That Knight of Pentacles has a very significant offer. Very significant offer. The Hermit. This is more message I'm getting. Well, this will be about that internal going within and finding the light. Finding the light within, connected to their Empress. The Empress. Okay, so room to grow coming in full effect here. I had to create space to continue on with your reading because it cut. Usually when the video cuts, that just means that the message is, it's always going to be relevant, but it's way more than relevant, where someone may not like it and they can't really do anything about it, because things are meant to be the way that they are, and they happen the way that they do. So, as I was speaking on the Hermit, I feel it just shows the beauty of two people connected. I did mention the sun being a star. You have the star right here. I feel its surrounding energy though. Almost like the World card and the Empress energy from that I've channeled before in the past, being surrounded by the Emperor. I get this being energy of the Emperor being surrounded by the Empress. And I did pick that up as an encompassing energy of sunlight and joy, radiance, with the connect that you both share. Being here together in the same energy, but that also speaking to the divinity of the Divine Feminine. Alright, so how I came to gather this, I see the cherry blossoms here with the moon energy. A lot of you being the Empress energy, that'll be you with the moon energy, but then also representing the sun. That did come through here. Being very versatile. The shape-shifting energy will apply, but I feel you're just so magnificent as the Empress energy that it's very impressive upon the Emperor here, who's just completely fascinated. Completely fascinated by the Empress. So that floral energy, it's right here at the crown of the Divine Feminine. A lot of you as the Empress will be here. That star energy connected to the sun, Empress. The light energy. And the touchdown, I even see this like mountains and the telepathic energy that's touching down on the actual sun itself that I do see here is like a sunset being connected to the sun energy and goes back to the sun. Connected to the lantern here coming from the Hermit energy who's meditating. I do see, I've never even noticed this, but they're actually doing like a stretch of some sort. And that will be significant also too. So yoga, meditating, contemplating, the third eye energy. And we had that. So sharing love, being in a certain state, this will be elevated state. And this is what was manipulated by these karmic energies with those swords connected to those cups in the ground. Where it was meant to be this energy here of the Emperor and the Empress here sharing love. And so then we go from here to here to here. There's more of that floral energy, the pink energy. I feel that's kind of like a lotusy energy that I'm getting. But more of that pink, Libra being pink energy, pink representing Libra. I feel it just goes back to the Divine Feminine energy and then the delicate bird energy and that flight energy versus the perpetration, like the messenger energy being associated with the Divine Feminine and that being a part of what's here versus the energy of the three energies here Connected to the 3 energy overall, that's the Empress. The Empress is a card of 3 in the major arcana. So dang, what I'm even getting, that's beautiful. The Emperor is looking at their Empress. The Empress is here, but I feel it's the energy of what you see in the major arcana with that card being 3. They're always looking at you. If you're the Empress, you're always being watched here by your Emperor here, because they are in fascination of you. So that's what I do get here, because the 3 card would come right before the 4. And that being why we have the truth coming out with you both being connected as Emperor and Empress. And then this being full circle energy, but I also get like the Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy, Taurus energy, Leo energy. I could have those backwards. Maybe we should see and get the World card. Let's see what's at the bottom. Judgment. So here's the Awakening. And here's the 3 that's elevated in the air and not on the ground. These will be those 3 cups. And I do get this all being feminine energy connected to the Emperor. It could be a masculine energy, but one of those feminine energies may have been more masculine and overpowering as a part of a karmic cycle. And then here's that sunset. So this being the inner workings of making the room to grow. Uprooting what does not serve. And then the pink and the purple energy being associated with the elevation of the 3 horns here to the Empress. And what they're seeing. The Emperor. Judgment is a card of 2. It's 20 breaking down to a 2. So I also feel this is the truth of seeing the High Priestess energy as the Hierophant. And then this is right before the World card. I was getting ready to go search for that World card because I do get that here. Maybe we don't even need it because it's here. I would like to see it so that we can see the resemblance. But I feel it's not here for a reason, so I'm just going to let that be. The World card does come to a 3. It creates a 3 from being a 21, 2 and 1 create a 3. And so we get that once again with the Empress energy. Who's connected. This will be union. I get strong union here that's coming together here. And then communication and clarity also being a great component with the sword. That's held for both you and your person versus the lies that wanted to be manipulated with the sword to try to confuse one. And then the Emperor being overcome, like being a conqueror and overcoming this successfully by doing the internal work. Here's the energy of Jupiter, but I also see a number 4. It's the symbol of Jupiter. Jupiter being ruler of Pisces and Sagittarius. And then this will also be energy of Virgo. This being a card of 9. 9's being Sagittarius, but 9's also being about completions. So going within to get that win. And they're successful. You both are. This will be the energy for you both. But finding that true light. And that light being the Empress. Judgment could be also too about making a decision. But I do get awakenings to the truth. Alright, let's get your final card. For Scorpio moon. That will also speak to the numerous, like the beauty of the astrology energy from within both you and your person as well. And then these cards are from 2 different decks, but they look very, very similar. Could even be that the three energies are also going through the karmic energies. This will be awakenings for them as well. Like the Emperor has made significant change and impact for themselves, and then for those that have been a part of their lives from their past. Scorpio moon. Scorpio. And what I was just thinking to do, what's this? Oh, also too, with the 2 energy and the moon being in Gemini, the symbol of Gemini is a 2 that looks very similar to the 2 that's in the High Priestess. That'll be relevant as well. With the Magician energy and being able to be in all different facets, connected to the air energy and representation. Like being the Empress, but not really being here as the Empress, but being here in all different ways, and that being a part of that fascination coming from the Emperor. But I was getting this to do this because it could go either way. I feel with the way that it was before, we'll just speak to what we got here and why that needed to come through. But I'm also being guided to do this here at this point in time for your reading. So let's see what we have here for your cards. We have Scorpio, which will be you, and then possibly your person too. You smell that? And so that could be relevant in other ways. You may be hearing that or seeing that or experiencing this in the 3D realm. Not being connected to the clairvoyances, the heightened senses that were being picked up for the Emperor. But given that that's a part of the Emperor, I also get that being a part of the Empress. I don't know what that is. Alright, and then let's make this love will be relevant for Scorpio. Color for Scorpio will be red. We did say that. And then the heart, I get that being, you know, a lot of you just being great, deep lovers. Having great love from within, the depths, the water. Energy connected to divinity will be here with the Ace of Cups. Shared between you and your person. Let's go play and have fun in the water. We always stay on top of the biz. Hashtag, and I said that with the Emperor. That'll apply for the Empress too. Hashtag Taurus. Taurus is the polarity energy for Scorpio, for you. So that'll be significant with the 2 energies also too. And then the Venusian energy that came through with the Venus notification. Venus being the ruler of Taurus and Libra. Taurus being your polarity. The card of the Empress, it is a card of Venus. So confirm there. And then here's the 8 energy. And I do see contract energy, the 5 energy, a transformation with the Hierophant, and then the Empress energy. Next card, first quarter. And that could be significant pertaining to the phase energy that we have here. Beautiful energies connected to the Empress. But also could be relevant to the transition and transformation for the Emperor completing karmic cycles successfully. So with the first quarter, it's about extension, courage, and balance. Keywords will be organize, confront, motivate, assert, materialize, form, empower, and pursue. I do see a Scorpio heart right here connected. So there being some communication, some work that's being done to get to this union is how I see this. And it being the association of the help of supportive love between 2 shared over lifetimes, coming into this lifetime doing this without possibly realizing it at first, but then the end all be all, seeing this from within yourselves and then seeing that as the traits from a beautiful soulmate that you're meant to be with. Next card. Wow. That's awesome. So this is that Alpha Omega energy that I got first and last quarter. The phase energy connected to the... This is the Empress. Get the plug out of here. This will be a lot of you here is the Empress. And that'll speak to the versatility and then the fascination. Coming from the Emperor and how impressed they are by you and the ways that you do things, how you do things, how you represent yourself, how your energy can just be so fluid and fluent, and how delicate and dedicated it is that you are to representing. And look how this Judgment card just landed on top of this Empress energy down here. Representing truth. Not wanting to be covered up, just like it did with the Emperor, like wanting to cover up this connection, not being connected to the karmics, but that is over. The Empress is being seen, and is also going to be the Omega energy here, the Alpha, the Omega. And I think that's why I was guided to put this here as the first initial card. It's the Ladies First energy, respect from the Emperor, seeing their Empress for who it is that they are, seeing them for their truth. But then also the Alpha and the Omega being Empress, or excuse me, it's Empress energy, but it's going to be High Priestess energy. In the deck here, the Cosmic Tarot deck, the High Priestess card has the Torah that shows the Alpha and the Omega symbols. Those two symbols are very, very similar to the two symbols that are here, astrology-wise, with the Emperor and the zodiac signs. Alpha and Omega is what I get for the Emperor as far as the zodiac sign energies. And then that's coming through with the Empress energy as the High Priestess. Having these two cards here be the first and then these three cards be the last. And I'm not even going to look at the bottom of the deck. The end all be all. And you have that from within that. So it's like picture within a picture, within a picture, within a picture. And this speaks to the levels and the depth of the love from both of you, especially the Empress. This is so pretty, Scorpio moons. Okay, so for the last quarter, and that comes after the full moon. First quarter usually comes after new moon, and that's coming up here. We're in crescent phase. The last quarter comes after the full moon, after disseminating phase. So this is just, it's a testament to what's here with these phases here. This is so pretty. Shifting and visionary. And then I also get it being connected to the design that came through here with the Empress and the covering energies. It's security energy of representation, of being there for their Emperor, like the Emperor is there for the Empress in that World card. So keywords for last quarter will be purify, assimilate, meditate, rest, reap, recuperate, honor, reflect, evolve. Completed. You have the Empress here. And I do get this being about recognition, honor. It'll be everything here. Doing this for themselves, the Empress, if that's you. And that just being magnificently seen. Awesome. All right. Scorpio moons, this completes your reading. I hope that, okay, fine. We'll see what's at the bottom. I feel it pertains to the Emperor. And it's even more of the Empress energy with Taurus being here. But this will be the polarity energy here for you too. And so with the 4-card energy, that'll be the Emperor energy. And then you both being here yet again, together. Scorpio, Taurus, together. We belong together. Taurus energy, we have diamonds. Here's the symbol, fab and gorgeous. Color for Taurus will be green. We do have a lot of that here. And then for Taurus, and here's the heart here. I get that being connected to the Scorpio heart. And I did not do any of this intentionally. This was all guided when I made these cards. But here's that heart here, and then here's the heart here. But for Taurus, we have luxury, comforts, beauty, biz. And I have biz in the Scorpio card here too. I think that's stellar. Getting it, ultra, double. Here's that too. This is so special. It's a 2 in many facets, and that'll speak to the versatility and the uniqueness coming from the Empress. With the Judgment of 20 breaking down to a 2, and their representation in that 3 energy of the horns that were in the Judgment card, supporting the energy of the masculine from within, the 2 energy also from the Gemini energy as magicians, the 2 energy from the High Priestess. This completes your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers, and until we meet again, I wish you all the very best. Take great care. I love you all so much. Peace.